Good morning, YouTube. Today is Sunday, the 29th of March, 2020. Still in a really weird situation with this pandemic currently going on, which we all are. Just a few things to say today, really. I've been in this house, apart from my walks, I've been in here socially distancing myself now since last Monday. My driveway guests have sadly gone. Sadly for them, really. They made a poor error. They made a poor judgment, I think, on their behalf, and I couldn't risk being put at risk, so they had to go. And John and Tash, if you're watching this, I hope you're safe and you found somewhere else to park up. And I hope you understand my decision is at this time. I can't afford to put myself at any risk when I've got children and grandchildren that need me, which leads me on to my other point. Willow has been really poorly. Chelsea and Max have been poorly as well. And obviously, none of us know, without the testing going on, none of us know if we've actually got this virus or not. Are we carriers? Blah, blah, blah. Chelsea's not been ill. She's the only one in the household who hasn't. But Willow spiked a really bad temperature 2 days ago. And Chelsea rang for some advice from the doctors. And yesterday, Willow was getting progressively worse. And her temperature was way over 40. So the doctor called Chelsea back and blue lighted a paramedic to their house to assess the situation. Willow was an absolute star, apparently, and they tested her SATs and gave her more Calpol to bring her temperature down, which was the right thing to do. And they didn't need to take her into hospital. But I think the nicest thing that comes out of this for me was Chelsea telling me how reassuring the paramedics were with her about the fact that if Willow gets any worse and she needs to go into hospital, Chelsea's not to worry. Our local hospital is totally geared up and ready for anything that comes through their door, especially like this. So it's a possibility that they've possibly got COVID-19. I don't know. And like I said, my sinus infection's been it's still hanging on in there. So who knows? I'm going to go out today and do some shopping, which feels really weird. I do have my gloves. I do have an eye mask that I might put over my mouth. I will be in contact with somebody that's packing bags. So I've got my antibac, which I will use, and I will use every precaution necessary so that my grandchildren can get the food that they need and the supplies that they need. So really, I wouldn't be going out the house for any other reason today or mixing in any way with anybody. But I'd like my family to stay safe. They need to now stay indoors. Chelsea's not showing any symptoms, so she's actually allowed to go out, but she needs to be at home with Willow and Autumn. And we'll just see where it goes from there. I mean, it is really scary times, isn't it? And I think all we can do is look out for ourselves. And by doing that, you're looking out for everybody else and you're not putting other people at risk. And, that's the stance that the government are asking us to take. And I don't think it's such a hard one. 2 meters apart, it's medically proven that if you're 2 meters apart, the particles in the air aren't going to get to anybody. So if you're breaking that rule and you get ill or somebody in your family gets ill, it's really scary times at the moment. So I've been concentrating this whole week doing my house, and I've been like a crazy woman. I get up every day super early. I've been going for some walks, which were good, the last 3 days before the weekend. And that's necessary to kind of break the monotony of being indoors or even in the garden. And I'm going through my house, like I said, every drawer, nook and cranny, cleaning, clearing, organising. I'm expecting to have a total sterile, really super organised house by the time this is all finished. So that's a positive, I guess. Yesterday I had my first, I think with Willow being so sick and not being able to be there for Chelsea and Willow was really tough, really, really brought it home to me what this isolation is all about, because I've been so busy that hasn't affected me. And like I said to you the last time, I've been calm and thinking, well, the worst thing in the world already happened. I lost Howie. And I did do an article actually for the BBC. It's an online article. I'll try and put a link down below, which was quite good. And it's on, it was mainly talking about how people that are widowed or grieving are coping with this isolation. And yeah, I'll try and put a link down there, and so you can have a look at what I said. This social media and house party app, everything. Last night, you know, I'd had a really bad evening when I heard that the ambulance had been to Willow, and I had a good old cry, and it reminded me how precious my family are. Not that I needed reminding of that after losing Howie, and how scary it is that at this time something so, you know, a high temperature can cause such panic, I guess. So my heartfelt gratitude goes out to the paramedics, the people on the front line that are, you know, they really spent some time with Chelsea yesterday and said, you know, reassured her, which is great, and reassured her not to hesitate to call them back if she needed to, if Willow got any worse. So everybody, let's hope my little girl gets better. I'm going to go and do their shopping today with a click and collect service, and I will possibly be able to see Willow through the window and send her my love, which will be really hard, I think, to not just wrap my arms around her. But I'm going to do what's asked of me. You know, I'm going to do that not just for myself, but for everybody else. So I hope you're all staying away from this big bloody germ, and I hope you're all really well and healthy and doing productive things in this downtime. And I will update you all again soon. Take care.